Hi guys, my name is Mitch. I'm the lead developer for the 3D Hive Builder, and today's tutorial is what we call adding media triggers. Okay, so a media trigger works differently to how other media implementations work in the 3D Hive Builder. The media trigger is basically a point on the map where when the user gets to a certain closeness to that trigger, a window will basically pop up and show something that you've attached. How it differs from other points of media is that the other media elements that we have supported in the 3D Hive Builder require a radial menu, so you have to go through a menu to open up that bit of media, whereas this particular trigger will basically open up when the user gets near to it on the map. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. It's quite simple. So we're going to be adding a trigger, as you can see here. I've got my new blank trigger. I'm going to click on that and we'll go to the settings. So the trigger type for this media trigger is an information trigger type, and it's media information subcategory. And what you'll notice here is we've got a few settings. The first one I'll talk about. We can actually just write directly into this trigger if we want to. So if we don't have an external piece of media, we can basically write our own thing. So I could write something like, welcome to the start of the game, or something similar. This is if you just want to show a bit of text at this certain point on the map. But the other things we can do is you'll notice that we've got a similar slot section here where we can add minigames, media items, and even URLs. So let's have a look at each one of these. We can add a minigame. Currently I haven't created any minigames, so but basically you would have seen this. If you want to learn how to create a minigame, go through the minigame tutorial and you'll notice that your minigame will populate here and you'll be able to see it. So we can attach minigames to these triggers. Now we can also attach media items. So you notice that I've got a couple of bits of media here. I've got PNGs, which is an image format, and text files, but we support a range of media assets. So I can attach my image. If I double click that, you'll notice that everything else gets locked down and it shows me what is currently attached. This is because we can only really attach one bit of information to this trigger. So if you want to add something else, you need to click the delete button, and the delete button will become available, or the edit button will become available for all three of these buttons once you've added something to it. So if nothing is attached, then you'll see that your clue is going to be used, but if something is attached, everything else gets disabled. So let's click on the media and we can attach a text file. Notice that my text file name appears here. And we can also the next setting we can actually affect is whether we want to show this trigger on the minimap. Sometimes it's helpful to show users when they're playing the game where these points of interests are, or these are what we could say clues or even objectives. Having them on the map really helps the user to get to a point to know what they need to start looking for or doing in the game. So this is a really good way of creating a storyline or creating a kind of branch of instructions in your game. So we can click on the show trigger on minimap and we can give our trigger a name. It's going to be called my media trigger. Oops, my media trigger. Okay, great. So I'm going to save that. You'll notice that it comes up here. We don't have a screenshot of anything, so it's just that's fine. So my media trigger, information, media information. So I'm going to go back. Okay, and let's click on our triggers tab over here. And you'll notice that the media trigger is there. And so to simply place the media trigger in your map, you just click on the media trigger, make sure it's active, and then click anywhere on the map and you'll be placing your media trigger there. So you notice my media trigger, information, media information. Cool, so that's a media trigger. Quite simple. Enjoy it. It's good for clues, it's good for instructions, and we'll see you in the next tutorial. Cheers guys.